Shit, I'm getting emotional about this. Welcome one and all to the Cinegeeks podcast. I'm Roy.
I'm Angela.
And for this episode of the pod, tayo ay mag-uusap tungkol sa isang sobrang napapanahon. Isang relevant, yes, isang very relevant na topic.
I'm pretty sure marami na rin nag-uusap about this.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure na this discourse, yung ating contribution sa usapan will raise a few nerd and geek eyebrows. I'm pretty sure. So we're very excited to hear as well actually kung ano yung magiging response ng community dito. And that's actually about Star Wars in the post-Skywalker era.
Yeah. But before anything else, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow Cinegeeks on Spotify and YouTube. And we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for our daily movie and series recommendations.
Yep. Follow. Share. Like. Okay. So, simulan na natin agad. Okay. Bago ang pero yung before we jump in, I just want to point out, and this is not siguro to parang paint you in a bad light. Hindi naman siguro, pero para lang
Paint me?
Hindi, para lang may baseline kumbaga. Yung magiging usapan natin. Okay?
Yeah.
Na I understand na ang entrada mo to the Star Wars universe basically was me.
True.
Since we got together, talagang yun yung original movies, kumbaga. So, yung first 1 to 6.
True.
Yun. So,
ano ako nun very art film girly. Masyado akong yung mga underground cult favorites.
Letterboxd before Letterboxd.
Horror girly talaga ako.
True.
So, nung nagkakilala tayo, mas dun ko na-appreciate yung mga gantong mga franchise. Yung mga legacy IPs like Star Wars at saka yung mga blockbusters din.
True. So, TLDR, doon sa sinabi natin, basically, you are a casual Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can say that.
So, sa atin dalawa, mas ako talaga yung 6 years old pa lang ako.
Talagang nilakihan mo yung Star Wars.
Kinalakihan ko yung Star Wars. And hindi lang Star Wars. I mean, Star Trek. So, sci-fi, geek talaga. Talagang yung mga Babylon 5. Ano pa? Yung mga
Battlestar Galactica.
Hindi mga ganun. Hindi ako umabot nun sa Battlestar Galactica na bago. Yung basta yung mga ganung yung Stargate. Yan, yung mga ganun. Yun na yung kinalaki, mga 90s sci-fi.
Hindi ko na alam yan, Tito.
Wow. So, yung ganung so basically, any sci-fi, and for the purpose of this conversation, Star Wars. Ikaw, nung una mong napanood yung saga, siyempre, pinapanood ko muna sa'yo yung
A New Hope.
A New Hope.
Yun yung
4, 5, 6 muna tayo, tapos nag-1, 2, 3 tayo. Ano yung unang tumatak sa'yo? Na talagang, if the saga is something I would like to think is special to you now, what made it special for you?
What made it special for me? Siguro, sobrang refreshing sa akin makita a strong female lead character in a sci-fi. Princess Leia was very modern. Parang for a movie that came out in the 70s. Parang it was parang I was taken aback by how strong yung feminine energy niya. Tapos at the same time nakasabay siya dun sa mga co-leads niya. So para sa akin talagang nag-latch on ako kay Princess Leia.
True.
Siya yung what made it special for me. Pero ang ano naman, your other question being, what was it like for me? What was the experience like? Ito yung sinabi ko sa'yo, natatandaan ko parang more than 10 years ago na kasi yun. Pero I faintly remember saying na para siyang soap opera. Para siyang soap opera about this family. After I finished watching yung all 6 at the time. Kasi pinapanood mo sa akin siya, naaalala ko, in preparation for
Episode 7.
Yun, Force Awakens.
Force Awakens, yes.
So, sabi ko, okay. So, paano kayang mangyayari? Kasi, di ba Skywalker nga? And, ayun na, parang, natapos na siya ng, neatly, dun sa Return of the Jedi.
Tama.
Tapos, yung sa naman, dun sa prequels, yun yung parang medyo, hindi ako masyado nag-latch on kasi parang weaker female lead for me.
Si Padme
compared to Princess Leia. Kasi mas kay Princess Leia ako eh.
True.
So yon, it was really a saga or a soap opera about the Skywalker family. That's what and Princess Leia was the special factor for me.
That's true. I mean, I'm pretty sure na there are a lot of, I wouldn't just say women. I'm pretty sure na there are a lot of Star Wars fans across the gender spectrum. Kay lalaki, kay babae, LGBT, na talagang they would identify with how much of a strong character, female character, si Princess Leia. And part na rin nun is talagang, I mean, God rest her soul. Carrie Fisher's created with George Lucas one of the most talagang iconic na mga characters in all of movie history. Hindi lang as a sci-fi character.
Yes.
Ako naman, ito yung nakakatuwa eh. Kasi, pinanood natin yung recently, ito yan, si Grogu. So, of course, we're talking about this kasi Mandalorian and Grogu is already out. Cinemas. I mean, Star Wars fans, go and see it. Please. Talaga. Pero yung ginawa kasi yung screening niya na na-invite tayo. By the way, thank you Disney for inviting us to that screening. Sa IMAX, sa SM North EDSA. And SM North EDSA and Star Wars always has a special place in my heart. Kasi doon ko unang napanood ang A New Hope. In 1997.
1997?
Oo.
Yung re-release?
Yung special edition.
Okay.
Yes. So, at tandang-tanda ako na talagang sobrang vivid nung memory sa utak ko nun. Kasi, yung kung nasaan yung mga Din Tai Fung. Yung Puma.
Yung sa baba pa, yung luma pa.
Di ba yung tawiran papuntang The Block. Galing sa main building.
Sinihan yun?
Sinihan yun dati. Yung may Xiaomi, yung may Xiaomi, yung may Nike, yung may Puma, may Lugang, yung gano'n. Sinihan, 6 na sinihan yun.
Kaya palang lalim niya, no?
Yes.
Kapag, sabi ko, parang ang laki naman itong mga stores
mga
na
stores,
to. Kasi sobrang pagpasok mo, ang layo ng dulo. Sinihan pala
sinihan yun. 6 na sinihan yun. Yun.
Today I learned.
Today you learned. So, nung nag-register tayo dun sa may side on the block kasi ando dun yung parang may activation si SM with Star Wars. Tapos, nung patawid na tayo, papuntang IMAX for the screening, parang medyo may konting, naalala ko na nung pumasok kami nung family ko, seeing it nearly 30 years ago now, na pumasok kami doon sa kalagitnaan nung Death Star Trench Run. So, kung kailan patapos na. So, kasi,
pero nung panahon na yun, pwede ka pang umulit.
Yun, So, kasi, grabe yun din. Alam mo ba, ang naalala ko din pa nun, yung, punong-puno yung sinyahan. Nakaupo yung mga tao sa sahig.
Pwede pa yun. Pinapayagan pa yun noon.
SRO
standing room.
Talagang nakaupo yung mga tao sa sahig. Talaga. Tas may, alam ko, yung mom ko parang may tinapik siya na parang, tinanong niya kung ba pwede ba na pag natapos na sila, doon na kami, papalit naman kami sa kanila.
Walang walang reserved seating.
Hindi pa uso guaranteed seating nun. Reserved seating nun. Talagang pag may nakita, paunahan yan. Tapos palas ka. Kapag hindi umalis yung
inaabangan mong
spot. Pero yun, talagang tanda ko siya. Tapos nung umulit siya, parang alam mo yung life-changing doesn't even begin to explain how I felt seeing A New Hope for the first time. And then, ito pa yung nakakatawa. Nung lumabas naman yung Empire Strikes Back. Kasi yung
pinanood nyo din?
Hindi, ito nga yun eh. Ang mas fan talaga kasi ng sci-fi nung sa family ko, yung mom ko.
Okay.
Siya. So, hindi niya pinapanood sa akin yung Empire Strikes Back.
Bakit?
Nung bata ko kasi, yun daw yung sobrang parang adult and sobrang scary na entry in the series.
Kala ko Devil.
Hindi naman. Ayun, Darth Vader, Devil. Yung, siya yung pinaka parang dark. I mean, knowing now. Siyempre, hindi naman sabi sa akin, hindi ko papapanood sa'yo yan kasi ito yung pinaka-dark na Star Wars. Hindi, parang siyempre, gumamit siya ng yung terms that a 6-year-old would
siyempre,
understand.
parang PG na siya eh.
Oo, actually.
May guidelines na ba sa MTRCB noon about what's PG and what's for general audiences?
Alam ko meron. Alam ko may G, may PG, tsaka PG-13.
Pero hindi pa siya strictly enforced. Especially sa subject matter.
Oo, hindi pa.
So, parang for her, sabi niya, parang masyado tong emotionally, I think,
dark.
traumatic.
Pwede, sige. Yun. I would think that. Not knowing, eventually, years later, nung ako'y tao na it's actually the best Star Wars.
And your favorite?
Hindi ko naman sabihin favorite, kasi may isa pa tayong pag-usapan natin yung mga favorites natin mamaya. Pero siguro it's up there. Siguro top 3 ko siya.
Okay.
Yung Empire. Tapos yung next ko na napanood, Return of the Jedi na. Ito naman, meron pa isa pong kwento dyan. Sorry. Kaya talagang, I'm just laying the foundation. Just for people to know how much, we love this. Talaga. So yun, yung Return of the Jedi naman siya. Kasi year-long event yun noong 1997 eh. So ito mga bandang...
It came out in the same year.
In the same year.
Yung mga re-releases. So,
sana,
diba, gawin din dito.
Sana next year. For the 50th ng A New Hope. Tapos biglang chag.
Parang Lord of the Rings.
So ito naman, mga around October or November na to. Kasi ito na yun eh. So last na. Tandang-tanda ko, nasa Shangri-La kami. Yung lumang Shangri-La pa to. Na dalawa lang yung sinihan nila. Tapos, maaga magsarado ang Shangri-La. Di ba notorious ang Shangri-La? Sobrang aga nila nagsasara.
Tsaka maaga yung last full show.
Yes,
palagi.
Super. Alam ko dati nung 8 o'clock nagsasara. Ang Shangri-La nun. So, ang last full show nila,
5.
Mga 7:45.
Okay.
Kasi talagang super aga talaga. So, kami, tinry na parang, pwede pa ba? Siguro kami doon na mga 8 o'clock na. Kami nagtanong sa ticket booth, hindi na pwede. Si SM Mega Mall, tabi, yun yung panahon na 9 o'clock pa yung closing niya. So yun pa yung late pa yung 9 o'clock nun. Hindi pa alas 10 si SM. Nakatakbo kami ng Mega Mall.
Tawid lang yun.
So doon naman, nasimulan naman namin yung Return of the Jedi. Hindi naman kami pumasok sa kalagitnaan.
Pero, wala nang susunod kung last full show na yun eh.
So yun siya, talagang as a 6-year-old. Talagang Star Wars is in my DNA. Kaya itong pag-uusapan natin na parang medyo ako personally I'm experiencing, I would say siguro, ayoko naman sabihin crisis of faith. Pero parang medyo tinatanong ko na yung sarili ko eh. Parang, is this still the Star Wars that I grew up with? No?
Alam mo, feeling ko, maraming nagre-wrestle with that predicament. Especially yung mga mas, yung mas lumaki talaga sa Star Wars, mga Gen X, mga boomers. Kasi parang, especially with the changes in culture and yung mga trends and concepts, general concepts of the human existence. So parang, ayun nga palaging in contention yung mga bagong shows ngayon. Pinag-uusapan kasi this is ang daming, 'di ba? Lumabas yung yung mga ano ba 'yan?
Ano yan? Sige.
yung lumabas si Squid Game guy. Parang it's one of the most controversial Star Wars series. The Acolyte yon. So parang nagkakaroon na talaga ng parang pag-question among the Star Wars fan base na what is Star Wars really? Parang ano pa ba yung Star Wars ngayon? Parang nagkakaroon na ng ng parang evolution.
Sige, ikaw, bilang hindi ko naman ayoko sabihin na parang mababaw yung buy-in mo kasi I know you and I know na there is a love for Star Wars in
naman.
you talaga. Na-develop mo na siya, hindi lang dahil partner kita or dahil nagsisinigigs tayo, pero it's really a thing that you now love. Ikaw ba, na parang lately mo na lang siya na-imbibe, how do you see the change? Personally, sa'yo. Kasi yun yung parang nagiging, nagkakaroon ng chasm.
Yes.
Between
I agree.
This, the old Star Wars, and of course, the new ones na siguro will say is represented by yung mga cartoons and all the shows na ginagawa ng Lucasfilm
ngayon
recently for Disney Plus. Ikaw, how do you see that growing divide?
Ako kasi, hindi naman ako, unlike you, hindi ako lumaki sa Star Wars. Mas action and horror ang parents ko eh. Pero, that being said, naramdaman ko pa rin yung tectonic shift. Kasi nga, napanood...
I love that term, tectonic shift.
Yeah. Kasi, I was able to watch the original trilogy and then the
sequel trilogy. Original and prequel pa. Sorry, prequel.
Original and prequel.
Yan.
Before lumabas yung Abrams
before,
trilogy, 7, 8, 9.
Before nag-full swing yung Disney era.
Nag-reboot na. Soft reboot / continuation.
Yes.
So, meron talagang sobrang different vibe. Talagang doon ko nararamdaman yung generational
shift.
Difference. Kasi it was a product of its time, yung original. And then yung 90s, 2000s was also a product of its time. And then ibang-iba yung atake nung 7, 8, 9.
Yung mga bago Tsaka yun din,
Lalo na yung The Last Jedi.
Oh my God!
Parang,
get to that. I love that.
Alam mo, one thing I can say is ang Star Wars fandom are very passionate people. Sobrang passionate nila sa Star Wars.
Ay, nako.
Kasi as a casual, parang, alam mo yung nararamdaman ko na parang, oh my God, they're so angry.
Lumabas na yung Last Jedi, no?
Oo.
Alam mo, sabi ko lang alam mo ba na-ban ako sa sa forums ng Empire Magazine dahil dyan sa sining yan. As a passionate defender of The Last Jedi.
Okay, parang mas konti kayo. Defender of The Last Jedi. Hindi, kasi ako naman, to answer your question about the tectonic shifting of the Star Wars trilogy by trilogy and then the series, the shows. I always value good storytelling.
Tama naman.
So, doon ako nakafocus I don't really feel or parang pledge allegiance to any character. Kasi yung iba ganun Kaya nga sobrang sobrang galit nila nung kay Luke dun sa Last Jedi. Kasi the fans, some of the fans, I'm not saying everybody, pero a lot of the fans, kay Luke lang talaga naka-latch on. So, parang, kung ano yung parang pinuntahan ng character ni Luke, dun lang sila nag-react, not really reacting to the grand scheme of things and the story-telling side of it. So, parang sa akin, yung Last Jedi, kinda made sense. Kasi nga parang yung cult of personality yung ginagawa ng statement Parang nakikita ko yung point ni Rian Johnson. Not necessarily I share or I agree with it. Pero I can see what he's trying to say. Parang ganon. Nagigets ko yung message. Pero hindi ako yung sobrang talagang I felt offended personally. Parang sinaktan mo yung pamilya kong level kind of pain or parang reaction.
Alam mo yun talagang nung panahon na yun, magsasabi ka lang sa kahit anong not even Star Wars, even any movie adjacent forum online na nagustuhan mo yung Last Jedi, talagang puputaktihin ka na ng lahat ng mga fans na parang bakit? Hindi ka totoong Star Wars fan. Hindi mo dapat kinukondon yung character assassination na ginawa nila kay Luke Skywalker. Pero to your point, na ang tama kasi at this point, everyone has grown old.
Mm-mm.
So parang bilang tao, tama yung naging progression ng character ni Luke doon na he has become jaded.
I mean, tama is a very relative term.
Well,
depende sa'yo kung tama
well,
yun o mali.
True.
And that's what I've always been saying. Kasi, di ba, parang nashock ako doon sa sobrang raging reaction from the fans. Ay. So parang medyo na-taken up ako na parang wait lang. Parang grabing, parang crime against humanity ba to?
Pero ito, masabi ko lang ha. I wasn't immediately a Last Jedi defender. Okay? Nung una natin napanood yun. Tanda ako noon, nag-leave ako sa opisina. Nung gabing yun, nung nag-midnight screening siya, pinanood natin siya sa Greenbelt 3.
Grabe, natatandaan mo pa yung mga ganong
Talagang, Star Wars! Woo! Tapos, nung pinapanood na natin siya, alam mo yung, para akong, na-experience ko yung lahat ng possible emotion in the human emotional spectrum that night. Tapos, nung umuwi na tayo nun, afterwards, ng madaling araw na yon, alam mo yung tandang-tanda ko na hindi ako makatulog. Kasi, nag-rant ako sa'yo about how betrayed I felt about the film. And you helped me parang see through na parang, hindi, ito yung ginagawa ni Rian Johnson, may dahilan kung ba't ganon.
Yeah. So ako pala yung original apologist, no?
Yeah. Hindi, pero kasi alam mo yung, siya na, tama kayo na yung talagang sobrang, it elicited such a strong reaction from the fan base. And I'm very lucky na yun na nga, you helped me process all my emotions that night.
Siguro, I'm just, from the outside looking in kasi, kaya hindi ako sobrang strongly opposed dun sa kung saan napunta yung kwento talaga ni Luke dun sa Last Jedi. Kasi, narratively speaking, it doesn't mean na just because he's a superhero, parang kung ano yung trajectory, yung cliched trajectory ng isang superhero arc, dun pupunta si Luke. So, in-explain ko sa'yo, I remember explaining to you na what Rian Johnson did was subvert the expectations of all the Star Wars saga fans, di ba? Parang binaliktad niya yung expectation nyo. Kasi, masyado ng iconic si Luke for you to actually bend the kind of character he is.
Tama
so,
naman.
That's what Rian Johnson did. So, controversial, pero matapang actually. Sabi ko sa'yo, parang it was challenging yung belief system nung mga fans talaga ni Luke.
Buong sambayan ng Star Wars.
Oo, kasi ito masasabi ko din sa mga a lot of, not just Star Wars fans, pero fans in general. Minsan inuunahan mo na yung storytelling You've already decided who this character is and what their story is. Parang hindi mo na binibigyan ng chance yung writer to really creatively surprise you, subvert your expectations, or parang to really make it interesting. Kumbaga, nag-decide ka na kung anong gusto mong makita, ay pag di mo nakita yon, doon nagkakaroon ng nerd rage. Shout out to Nerd Rage. Not you guys. Not you guys, pero the term...
You're the good kind of Nerd Rage.
Nerd Rage in general.
Tama yan. Pero,
the noun.
ang tag dito, yung sa Last Jedi, yung Force Awakens, basically, it was just a remake of A New Hope. So, parang siyang, everyone felt elation kasi basically, JJ remade episode 4. So, para tayong, it felt familiar, it felt fun, everybody loved it. So, Last Jedi, it was subversive, everybody, 80%.
Polarized.
It was a very polarizing movie. Pero mapunta naman tayo dun sa scene na talagang, I think, started this knee-jerk reaction of where the franchise is heading now. I.e., yung under the control of one Mr. Dave Filoni.
Hindi mo na natin pag-uusapan yung Rise of the Skywalker?
Yun na nga. Ito yung dahilan kung bakit kailangang pumasok ni Dave Filoni sa eksena. Talagang as Overlord. Rise of the Skywalker. I mean, you said na if there's anything that Star Wars fans are is that they're passionate.
Yes.
And if Last Jedi polarized, divided the fan base, The Rise of Skywalker united the fan base.
Against
it.
Pero ito masasabi ko, as a casual fan, hindi ko rin nagustuhan yung Rise of Skywalker. I thought it was apologizing for The Last Jedi. It tried to still win over the existing fans or yung last remaining fans. And at the same time, out of character yung mga actions ni Kylo Ren tsaka ni Rey.
Ni Rey.
There are a lot of parang kasi I was coming in dun sa Rey era na wala akong prejudgment wala akong prejudice about it. So parang sa akin, this is a new character.
True.
Na hindi naman ako sobrang mga Skywalkeristas. Mga loyalist, parang mga Rizalista ganon. Yung parang sinasamba na yung mga characters. No offense sa mga taong gumagawa nun. I totally respect your thing.
Belief system.
Walang basagan ng trip.
Tama.
Pero, ayun nga, I'm just taking it all in as it comes, di ba?
Yes.
Para sa akin, ang pangit talaga ng pinuntahan ng character nila, especially yung ending na parang naging love story. Although, hindi kasi siya sabi ko sa'yo, hindi naman siya sinet up.
Hindi nga
to be a romance thing, a love story. Dapat kasi, dapat ganon, di ba? Storytelling 101. Meron ka dapat setup, meron ka ng nuggets of foreshadowing sa umpisa pa lang na they're gonna end up together or falling in love.
At saka, dun pa lang sa Last Jedi, sinet up yun supposedly. Pero, binasag din nila kaagad. Na talagang they nipped it at the bud. Na parang there was a chance. Pwede sabihin, may Reylo, ganyan. Tapos, the story itself said, no, we're not going Reylo. Yun. Pero dito para siyang, ang ginawa niya parang, di ba gusto niyo Reylo? Di ba gusto niyo?
Kasi nga, it was trying to apologize for Last Jedi. Kaya they think they were giving the fans what they wanted. So parang, yun nga Kaya ang pangit talaga, sabi ko, kahit non-fan ako or kahit na casual fan ako, parang, ba't ganun?
Tsaka yung
saan galing yun?
Tsaka yung parang, Palpatine na pala si Rey.
Ayun nga,
parang, saan galing yun?
Pero, ito naman, parang ako, lagi naman akong devil's advocate Tinatry kong intindihin where the writers are coming from. I always do that. I give the story a chance.
Okay.
Pinanindigan lang nila na talagang soap opera siya. Up until the end na it's a Skywalker, kasi nga, it was trying to veer away from the Skywalkers, di ba? Pero binalik nila, ginawa nilang Skywalker si Rey. So parang
what's your name? Rey
Skywalker.
Ano may magkatapos na wala ko? Sure, tapusin na lang natin to.
Pero a lot of people still enjoyed that kasi nga yun nga, yung mga loyal Skywalkeristas, they still wanted the Skywalker story and it parang nag-went full circle to that.
Tsaka and we have The Rise of Skywalker to thank for one of the most iconic lines in all of cinema. Somehow, Palpatine returned.
Somehow. Alam mo yung parang sa Game of Thrones, parang Daenerys kind of forgot that she had dragons.
Oh my God. Ano ba? Have we collectively forgotten na dapat makakakuha sana ng Star Wars trilogy yung dalawang itlog na yun?
Oh my God, nga no.
Oh God, muntik na. We dodged the bullet there. Ay nako, so yun. It was so bad. The Rise of Skywalker was so bad. Na parang, essentially, every upcoming project in the pipeline ni Lucasfilm, biglang stop.
At the time.
Tapos nagkaroon pa ng pandemic. Yon. Pero, meron na pala silang ginagawa na yung The Mandalorian.
Yun yung parang naging
Yon.
saving grace.
True. Kasi, para siyang, okay, alam mo yung, hindi ko alam kung ano ba, intentional ba nilang dinerail yung kwento ng mga Skywalker para mag-leave ng bad taste in naman pag sabing, Luke Skywalker, bleh. Sige, manood naman tayo ng iba.
Rey Skywalker.
Rey Skywalker. Oh, okay.
Hindi. I see it this way. Yung Mandalorian was their attempt to parang shift the attention of the angry Star Wars fans away from the movies. Kasi at that point, nag-aaway-away na yung fandom. As in, debates everywhere.
Oo.
Di ba may Reddit na nun?
Oo naman.
Grabe yung
talagang,
Tapos, ayun nga, it's either you like it a lot or you hate it a lot.
Grabe no, na-foreshadow pala ng The Last Jedi yung toxicity ng discourse in everything. Now, na-predate siya by what? 10 years?
OG naman ng Star Wars na fandom eh. I'm pretty sure dun pa lang sa prequel trilogy, ganun din.
True. Actually,
diba?
Oo.
Kasi ang dami ring nag-hate kay Anakin, kay Hayden Christensen nga, diba?
I hate sand.
It gets everywhere.
Huwag ka. Hayden Christensen. Love you. Anyway.
Kaya nga, yung Disney Plus era talagang niretcon nila ng todo-todo and tinry nilang parang scrub yung stink of the Skywalker saga by telling more stories about the side characters of the Skywalker saga.
About the galaxy itself.
About the galaxy. Pero mas more so, dun pa sa mga side characters kasi sino yung lumabas. Diba? Mandalorian is like parang jumping off of Boba Fett.
Yung iconography ni Boba Fett. Tama, yung mga Mandalorians.
And that Boba Fett was a side character in the Skywalker saga.
Yes, that's true.
Tapos ano pang lumabas? Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oo. Tapos may ano pa, yung ano ba yung ibang show nun?
Ahsoka.
Tapos yun, Mandalorian ulit. Tapos ito nga nakakatawa eh. Kasi nung of course, nung pinanood natin yung Mandalorian, yun na nga, we shared the sentiment of the entire fandom na parang, oh my God, enough with the Skywalkers, please, for now.
And that's what they did.
And that's what they did.
They did it successfully with the Mandalorian. Kasi nung lumabas yun, nagandahan ako.
Maganda naman
It was so refreshing. Pero, yung pa rin, nagbaborrow pa rin sila sa iconography ng original saga. Especially kay Baby Yoda.
And, aka,
Grogu.
Pero, yung end ng season 2, hindi pa rin nila natiis. Diba?
Bumalik pa rin talaga kay Luke.
Pero grabe yung moment na yun. I mean, tanda-tanda ka yun talagang munti ka na ganun yung sofa natin. Luke Skywalker's back! Yeah!
Pero that's the kind of reaction they want from the Skywalker loyalistas. Diba?
Yun. True. Kaya siguro, binalik nila, tama ba? Na immediately after that, or around the same time yung Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Parang.
Parang mga ganun din. So parang, ito yun, di ba yung tito ni Luke? Ayun,
And so, ganun pa rin, di ba?
Ewan McGregor's back.
And Hayden Christensen is back.
It looks weird because he's older, pero he's supposed to be younger. Pero, yeah, that's true. I definitely agree. Na parang, and at the time, I really had that sentiment. Na talagang I really wanted a palate cleanse from how awful the end of the main saga was. And talagang Mandalorian was talagang amazing. Lalo na kung gaano ka grounded, kung gaano ka simple yung kwento niya. 'Di ba? Tapos, of course, ang galing ni Pedro Pascal. Tapos, ang cute ni Grogu.
Baby Yoda.
Paano panahon na yun?
We didn't know his name.
The Child.
The Child
pala siya na season 1. Yun. Pero, something still hindi man felt off, pero it didn't, parang, alam mo, meron pa rin siyang may butas pa rin sa puso na hindi pa rin mapunan
So, ito na nga, sagutin na nga natin yung question of the day. na kung ano yung pinag-uusapan natin ngayon.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is life? What is life after...
What is life? Baby, don't love me. What is life
how
after?
has life been after the Skywalker era?
It's been weird. It's been a very weird past few years. Kasi, eto actually, I was going to say na around the same time na ginagawa yung Mandalorian, biglang in-announce din na they were going to make a series about Cassian Andor. Na at that time, na para akong, bakit? Namatay siya sa Rogue One, diba? So, tayo parang, okay, why?
Although, that was very exciting news for me kasi I loved Rogue One. I loved Rogue One.
Yeah.
Alam mo, sabi ko nga sobrang ganda. Kasi parang ano siya, 4.5 na, hindi.
3.5.
3.5.
3.5.
Siya yung nangyari before A New Hope.
Actually, ano nga siya, parang 3.99. Ganun.
So parang, yun pa, doon nila na-realize na pwede pa pala silang mag-tell ng story before A New Hope.
True, that's true.
Go way, way back.
Mm.
And lumabas siya in between, ano ba?
In between
Force Awakens
saka
Last
and
Jedi.
Last Jedi. Alam mo yung talagang ano pa tayo, sambayan ng Star Wars pa tuwing lalabas tuwing Pasko. Pag may Star Wars, yay! Christmas time! It's Star Wars time, baby! Tapos bigla lahat na tao, punong-puno yung sinihan. Talagang yeah!
Pero at that time, dahil nga people were fresh from The Force Awakens na sobrang good vibes and parang remake of A New Hope. Nung lumabas yung Rogue One, it was also polarizing. Kasi nga, it was dark. Parang mas nag-concentrate siya dun sa war side of things and not the Skywalker thing.
Oo.
Which is, para sa akin, as a casual fan, nagustuhan ko.
True.
Kasi nga, hindi ako loyal dun sa character or the family Skywalker.
Family.
Nagustuhan ko yung storytelling niya kasi parang it made the stakes more real.
That's true. True.
It actually adds a lot of nuance and weight dun sa kwento ng mga Skywalkers. Kasi the Skywalker saga for me, parang mas more focused on their interpersonal relationships family, tapos yung Luke and Han, tapos si
Han and Leia,
Luke and Yoda, Luke and Obi-Wan.
Yes.
Diba? Parang it's all about person to person interpersonal thing. Parang soap opera.
Yeah,
pero Rogue One made it like a war epic.
Talagang for the first time. The wars in Star Wars felt real. Yes.
And the people behind the war, yung mga spy, espionage, yun, parang sobrang interesting sa akin na parang, may gantong side pala yung Star Wars.
That's true.
So, interesting siya. Talagang yun, dun ako nag-latch on din.
And, my God, it made Darth Vader terrifying again. Kasi, for the longest time, since natapos yung original trilogy and even until the prequels, Darth Vader was relegated to becoming this piece of iconography.
Essentially, parang mascot na lang siya.
Mascot siya ng Star Wars universe. And doon mo nakita dun sa last 5 minutes ng Rogue One. Talagang, oh my God,
he's a war criminal.
This badass MFer is a war criminal.
Tapos I always
scary.
thought as a casual fan na parang ang cool ni Darth Vader. He's so cool. He's so awesome. Tapos nung nakita ko na sobrang, oh my God, he's a murderer.
Kaya yung ramdam mo na yung desperation ng mga rebels getting the plans off the ship.
Tapos, it makes the mission of Leia to get the plans to the Rebel Alliance na much more important.
I mean, the Uncanny Valley, notwithstanding. Yung CGI nila yun. Pero sige, that's another topic for another day.
Pero yun nga, so Rogue One, let's go back to Andor.
So, nung in-announce yung Andor, na parang, okay, sige. Well, I mean, as a Star Wars fan, na parang na nag-enjoy sa Mandalorian, na fairly enjoyed Obi-Wan.
For nostalgia.
And siguro parang, sige, I tolerated Ahsoka, I guess. Kasi parang doon na tayo pumupunta. Okay, sige, we'll take it. Tapos nung lumabas yung Andor, ako parang, oh my Jesus, God, this is the best thing since the original.
I know. Tsaka parang, tayo nun sobrang uhaw tayo sa good political drama. Kasi sobrang disappointing ng Game of Thrones ending at the time.
That's true. Oh my God.
So parang sabi natin, oh my God, parang Star Wars just became Game of Thrones dun sa Andor series. Oo, nagkaroon ng intrigue. Tapos yung Senate became just more than just parang CGI thing na...
Grabe yun.
Ang ganda nung dynamic nung ni Mon Mothma.
And my God, we got introduced to one of the best Star Wars characters of all time, Luthen. Mother effing Rail.
Oo.
Oh God, ang galing talaga. Tapos, alam mo yung, it's what Star Wars could be. We were shown na parang, oh my God, if Lucasfilm, if Disney could just get out of the way of the people writing the stories, they can create some of the best written, hindi nga lang Star Wars material, best written anything ever.
Ganda ng writing ng Andor.
If you haven't seen Andor, first question, why? And second question, why aren't you watching now? Kasi ito naman yung masasabi ko for people young and old who are Star Wars fans. The Star Wars saga talaga originally is made for kids. Kaya nga nag-appeal siya sa'yo. Oo. And those kids, hanggang ngayon, grew up with the fandom, with the franchise, with the IP. And for me, coming in as an adult, not a child, ma-appreciate ko yung Rogue One and Andor kasi this is Star Wars for adults. For adults, yeah.
So, kung child ka na nag-latch on sa Star Wars, I can see why hindi ka mag-a-appeal sa'yo yung Andor Kasi nga, it's too adult.
That's true.
And that's not how you know Star Wars. That's not how you really envision Star Wars to be.
So, this is terms used ad nauseum online. Do you really believe it when people say na parang, when stuff like that comes out, Andor, na it ruins their childhood? Do you think na parang, is that a fair thing to say for these people?
Yes, actually. Yun nga yung ine-explain ko na as a child, you had a sense of what Star Wars is and who the characters are. So, if new extensions of the story challenges that belief, you reject it naturally, 'di ba?
It's true.
So parang kaya yung mga shows and yung mga bagong stories branched out from the original saga, pwedeng either you love it or you hate it. Depende kung anong klaseng Star Wars fan ka.
Yeah. And, my God, we don't want to spoil anything about season 2 of Andor. It's literally one of the best seasons of television ever. Hindi lang siya one of the best Star Wars shows on Disney+.
Sobrang
ako siya sa
ganda.
Breaking Bad.
Oo.
Sa Game of Thrones, nung maganda pa siya.
Ilang beses akong umiyak, actually.
Nung last 6 episodes, humahagulgul tayo. Hindi dadaan yung isang episode na hindi tayo umiiyak.
Actually, alam mo nga, parang these are parang Star Wars films made for TV.
That's true.
Kasi sobrang cinematic niya and the stakes of the story was so high.
So high.
Na talagang, alam mo yung for every 3 episodes, parang lagi kang nakakapit na parang, ano mangyayari? Oh my God.
Tapos isipin mo to, nung pinanood natin yung Rogue One dati, parang siyang, adventure. Ang pakiramdam niya.
Talaga ba? Naiyak din ako
dun. Naiyak tayo syempre dun sa dulo. Kasi we grew to love these characters, of course. Pero, nung immediately after the last episode of Andor Season 2, pinanood natin agad ang Rogue One.
Kasi parang it's the natural progression.
Yeah. Talagang binins natin hanggang Rogue One. Rogue One, at that point, sobrang bigat niyang panoorin. Talagang parang every moment na of levity, parang napaka-bittersweet. Every moment.
Especially when you know where the story is going.
Yeah. Lalo na tapos iniisip mo pa na parang syempre, yung sa Rogue One na movie, sinusundan natin yung si Cassian. Pero, ang understanding nun is, may family dapat sila ni Bix. Kalin.
Sobrang heartbreaking.
Sobrang ang sakit nun panoorin.
Ang galing din ni Adria dun.
Oo. Pero, I love it. Sige, we're getting down to brass tacks dito sa usapan natin. And I so love what you said na as a child, you latch on to the brand of Star Wars that you've resonated with and that has informed siguro yun nga yung pagkabata mo. And that brings me to The Mandalorian and Grogu. So, we have our, kumbaga, review episode of the film. It's up. Kung hindi nyo pa napapanood, hindi naman siya spoiler, so you can see it. Pero basically, what I said was, ang grading system na natin is Cinehan or streaming. Yun na yung bagong grading system natin. So, sinabi ko siya na, it's for streaming. And the reason I gave that rating is because it didn't feel like a Star Wars film to me. What a Star Wars film.
Fair.
I don't want to use the S word, pero sige, I'm gonna use it. It's not what a Star Wars film should be for me.
Pero, ayun, I'm gonna challenge that statement by saying
sige, ito na.
what I've already said earlier. Is it because, diba, you didn't like this one? Or you
I
don't
say
parang,
I didn't like it eh. Kasi,
or parang, sige, let me rephrase that.
Sige.
You believe that the Mandalorian and Grogu is not what a Star Wars film should be.
I do.
Are you basing that sentiment on how you perceive the Star Wars saga to be? Meron ka na bang parang fixed notion on what Star Wars is? That's why you're rejecting it.
Sige. I would like to think naman na may nuance naman siguro yung view ko nila. I'm gonna throw it back to you. Siguro mamaya after I answer this as a casual. Actually, if I may, I want to ask you that question first. Sige.
Go ahead.
Kasi mas may feeling ko word vomit ako. Sige. Ikaw muna.
Sige.
Mas level. I'm pretty sure na magiging mas level yung view mo dito. Sige, as a casual. Kumusta na ba yung saga for you? Kasi yun na nga, pumasok ka dito with a strong sense of what you like in your art, especially in cinema and in television. And as somebody as basically, hindi naman natin ni-reject outright lahat ng mga Star Wars shows eh. Isa lang naman yung ni-reject natin, yung Acolyte lang naman eh. Pero yung etong Mandalorian, Season 1, 2, etc., okay naman siya sa atin. Pero ito ba? Is The Mandalorian and Grogu representative of what Star Wars should be for you moving forward?
Ako, for me, katulad nga nung sinabi ko dun sa review natin, it stayed true to the show. And because I loved the show, I can say na this is a good trajectory.
Okay.
This is a good direction for the Star Wars saga post-Skywalker era.
Okay.
Kasi, parang it's banking on still the child fan, the children.
Wait, are we talking about the child or the children
Hindi,
Star Wars fans?
I mean yung mga batang fans.
Okay.
So, they're trying to build a younger fan base.
Okay.
So, yung mga bata, katulad mo, nung bata ka, nung nag-latch on ka dun sa Star Wars mo, kasi everybody has their Star Wars era. 'Di ba? Yung mga boomers, they had the 4, 5, 6 era, the Luke, Leia, Han era. Tapos nung mga early 2000s,
tayo 1, 2, 3.
Yon. Tapos yung mga bago naman, yung mga Gen Zs, they had the Rey
7,
era.
8, 9.
Yon. So for me, they're trying to do that again with this new generation. That's
Gen
why
Alpha.
Gen Alpha na. So, yung mga magulang na nang magdadala sa mga bata na mapapanood nila si Grogu, they will latch on to Grogu as a child. So, susundan nila tong saga na to hanggang tumanda sila. So, they're trying to build a new Star Wars generation of fans. Yun yung nakikita kong logic on the business side of things, ha. Kaya
fair.
The Mandalorian still stays true to the iconography of the original Star Wars. And the story is light enough for children to latch on to. And to build a new generation of fan base na lalaki din kasama nitong new era of Star Wars.
Fair enough.
Pero gets ko yung mga sentiment ng mga katulad mo na meron ka ng sarili mong Star Wars era Meron ka ng personal notion of what Star Wars should be. And this movie is not for you. This new era is for the younger generation.
Pero, sige.
But you can still appreciate it if you...
Sinabi ko din naman sa review natin na parang anytime that there's a Star Wars film out in the cinema, it's a cause for celebration. Talaga. And partly because of the reason that you stated, na the bigger the tent, the umbrella becomes of Star Wars fans, that's always gonna be a good thing. And yun na nga, na-appreciate ko naman yung Mando show. Love Grogu. The others, sige, hindi ko na napanood yung Rebels.
Tsaka yung Darth Maul.
Darth Maul na yung mga...
Panood natin yung Skeleton Crew. I like that.
That was cute. Yan, that was cute.
Pero, yun nga itong Mandalorian and Grogu, parang shares the same DNA dun sa Skeleton Crew. So, bakit nagustuhan mo yung Skeleton Crew and hindi mo nagustuhan to?
Sige, ito. I think I know why. Para kasing nasanay ako na yung kwento ni Mando. Tsaka basically yung universe na kinecreate ni Dave Filoni is for TV.
So not because you don't like the movie.
Not because I don't like it. I mean, it's possible. Siguro kung, sige, in a usual grading, siguro 3.5 or 3 stars out of 5. Yung Mando Grogu movie.
Alam ko na.
Pero kasi, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna catch flack for this. I've always been of the idea na the movies itself are the bigger canvas of the Star Wars universe. Kumbaga, it's the macro view of the galaxy.
Okay.
Kumbaga, it's the rebels versus the Empire, it's the resistance versus the First Order.
So, bigger picture.
So, bigger picture ang labanan sa sine.
Bigger stakes.
Kasi, ganun ang good cinema. Raise the stakes, man. Make the movie exciting. Especially a blockbuster IP like the Star Wars. Now, na-appreciate ko yung pagpunta niya to the micro, grassroots level yung show of, Mando and Grogu. It's a very heartwarming story. Actually, na parang it's about a dad and his son and their adventures throughout the galaxy.
It's a sweet
tale. Again, hindi ko na alam yung mga kwento nila Ahsoka, nila Ezra Bridger. Hindi ko nakilala yung mga yan. Kasi nga, TV sila. Pero yung idea of them trying to bring the TV concepts to film is parang, do I have to watch the shows? Parang, am I being given homework before I watch the movies?
This is Marvel all over again.
Yun siya
Sa sobrang information overload, hindi mo na masundan. Yung dami ng characters, yung dami ng storylines.
Diba,
I get it.
Diba na parang, dito sa Mando and Grogu, si Zeb. Parang, I'm pretty sure the Rebels fans are just creaming their pants. Oh my God, Zeb is here! Pero ako parang, okay, Zeb is here. Who is Zeb? Pero ang buti na lang, he's a fun enough character in the film for me to think parang, okay, I want to see more of Zeb. Pero I don't share the same sentiment of the fans na parang, oh my God, Zeb. Sinusunod si Ezra. Sinusunod si Chopper.
Yung mga sa animation
na animation na naka-latch on. Hindi ko na yun.
Alam mo, it's dahil sobrang sobrang varied na yung tapestry of the Star Wars lore. Parang for casuals, especially for like me, na mga fans ng Star Wars, just appreciating the story, it gets overwhelming kapag sobrang dami ng characters na I am supposed to know,
True.
but I don't.
Mm.
Kasi nga sa sobrang dami na nung mga nag-branch out na storylines from the shows
Yes.
and from the animation
Oo.
and meron pang mga parang mga side quests pa. Ako naman, ang take ko naman sa Mandalorian and Grogu, I enjoyed the movie.
Mhm.
I enjoyed it. It was fun enough. But I agree with you that the Star Wars film and the Star Wars series should have very different vibes.
Yes.
Kasi, yun nga, cinema is bigger. The stakes are higher. Sa series, pwede kang gumawa ng mas more simpler, mas micro storytelling versus the macro in cinema. Gets ko yun. The only thing that, yung caveat ko lang siguro dun sa movie was, the Mandalorian series had a better story. Parang mas maganda pa yung storytelling ng series kesa dun sa movie. So, if you want a better Mandalorian storyline,
there's 3 seasons of it.
Yung series ka na lang.
Oo.
Kasi parang, kaya nga sabi ko, parang Mandalorian Grogu felt like a side quest, a filler episode of the series.
Actually, parang nga siyang, parang siyang season 4 na skinwish nila.
Anime,
into 2 hours.
Anime style.
Anime style, siya, the Mandalorian Mugen Train.
Kasi sabi ko pa nga habang nanonood tayo, parang sabi ko, itong arc na poison si Mandalorian, 3 episodes yan.
Oo. Ano yan, tapos yung, makakasama pa natin si Rota for 2 episodes.
Yan. Iyan yung, the Rota arc.
Tapos yung first 15 minutes niya yung yung dun sa, yung pinabagsak niya yung mga 80-80.
Tsaka yung, yan, tama.
Yung sa Snow Planet ba? At saka yung, ano ba yung mo? What are you referring to?
Hindi, yung kay Jano Coin.
Yun, kay Janu, tsaka yun. Isang arc pa yun.
Isang arc yun.
Isang arc yun na naman. So, baka siyang, it felt too episodic.
For a movie, it felt episodic.
Oo.
Yun lang naman yung caveat. The story, sabi ko nga, 'di ba? Yung direction ng Star Wars veering away from Skywalker story.
It's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. Pero, ayun nga, when you have Andor that masterfully told very compelling cinematic story in series form, you kinda expect more from a movie coming out that features the Mandalorian and Grogu character. Kasi nga, they also had a very good series run.
And they had a very good writer.
Oo.
Tony Gilroy.
So parang for me, sana the stakes were higher for Mandalorian and Grogu. Although, yun nga nandun ako dun sa nagbuway ako ng kung ano ba yung strategy, yung business strategy ng Star Wars talaga in this case. Kasi, like I said, they're building a new generation of Star Wars fans eh.
Ito yung masabi ko din The stakes are too low. Pero, walang empire na kalaban si Mando.
Exactly, pero...
At saka ito pa, they painted themselves into a corner by putting the story of Mandalorian before episode 7. So, wala pang first order. So, kung magkakaroon ng first order doon, yun yung kakalabanin ni Mando, alam na natin na matatalo siya. Kasi, the first order doesn't end until episode 9. So, parang walang stakes.
Tsaka yun nga, parang it will still fall on its sword na ibabalik pa rin talaga dun sa Skywalker era
True.
Skywalker story.
Oo.
Pero, I can see why wala talagang real stakes to. Kasi parang yung A New Hope, hindi mo rin naman ramdam yung real stakes nun eh. It was just an adventure story. Pero between unlikely characters.
Pero we were introduced to the Empire. There was this big bad that we had to overcome.
Yes, meron din namang parang semblance of an empire dito sa sa Mando and Grogu kasi may mga kalaban naman sila si Sigourney Weaver. May pa rin.
May Phantom Menace.
Yun nga, yung sila Jano Coin. Tapos mga Jabba the Hutt, 'di ba? Ayun nga, yung mga hot spa, 'di ba? Hot spa.
Itong hot spa na to scene na to. Anyway, sige, continue. Sige.
Gets ko kung bakit ginawa nila tong as simple as it is. Kasi this is another beginning. They're starting to create a franchise of The Mandalorian and Grogu. Starting from appealing to the kids. Kasi, pansin mo, mas nag-focus sila in this movie sa iconography. It's just about Grogu's cuteness and Mando's dad energy.
His dadness.
Diba? And that's what people latch on nowadays. Kasi iba na yung panahon ngayon eh. Iba na rin yung audience that they're trying to reach. So, from a business perspective, they wanna appeal to the kids. And ikaw, parang it's your expectation that gets the better of you. Yeah, and to other Star Wars fans.
Siguro malungkot lang just to hopefully start wrapping this up. I mean, I definitely understand. The pragmatic side of me absolutely gets why they decided to, go with Mando and Grogu as the poster boys of the Star Wars universe. And if I'm not mistaken, alam ko parang pinost ko pa ata sa Facebook yun na parang, oh my God, yes, Mando and Grogu are the poster boys of the Star Wars universe.
And they're gonna be for the next decade.
Oo. Pero yung, ano na ba, are we older Star Wars fans?
You old.
Tayo na ba yung parang wala, iintindi na lang tayo dahil yun na nga, it's the kids' time now. And of course, Star Wars is at its core for the kids. Parang, ang ano ko lang is, and siguro parang ang aking plea, I'm pretty sure hindi naman maintindihan ni Dave Filoni unless nakakaintindi siya ng Tagalog.
Malay mo.
Sana.
Piloni pala.
Piloni. Kaya pala mo siya kang mukhang Chicano. Pala, may dugong Pinoy pala si Dave. Si Manong Dave. I'm very... Sige. I'll be honest. I'm scared for what lies in the future. For me as an older Star Wars fan. Especially with Dave at the helm. As in, essentially, siya na yung papalit kay Kathleen Kennedy as head of Lucasfilm.
Isn't he the president now?
Parang alam ko may transition period pa or something. So parang hindi pa siya fully talagang big boss Dave. Pero if Dave really is going to be, yun na nga, the boss, and I'm pretty sure na he's bringing with him his ideas about what Star Wars should be. Parang medyo naano lang ako na alam mo yung ma-disenfranchise. Na, especially with the 50th anniversary of A New Hope coming next year. Parang timing ba? Na, ito na ba yun? Is 2027 going to be the year na parang we bury what George Lucas, we haven't even mentioned his name once pala.
Oo nga, no?
Kasi are we going to forget about what George Lucas wrote and created all those years ago in favor of what market tests well and what is appealing to Gen Z, Gen Alpha now? Na parang yun ito yung ano ko. Siguro, requiem ko for an era of Star Wars that I know is coming to a close. I can feel it. Pero parang alam mo yung sa akin lang na I hope. Shit, I'm getting emotional about this. Na parang with 2027 coming, na parang sana man lang if this is going to be the end of the Skywalkers being the focal point of Star Wars. Sana man lang, they give it a proper burial. Na yun na nga na parang at alam kong atat na silang mag-move forward to the next era. Pero give the original trilogy, the sequel, the prequel trilogy, I mean hell, even the sequel trilogy, a proper burial, so to speak. before we move on with Mando and Grogu as the new, yun na nga, poster children of Star Wars. Ay. Ano lang,
parang support group ba to?
Yan. Siguro, kaya...
Pretty sure you're not alone in that sentiment na, yun din yung nararamdaman ng iba na they feel like, yun nga George Lucas. We never mentioned his name once in the new era of Star Wars. Kasi, he's already told his story. His time is done. And kahit siya din, he moved on. Diba?
Tama. Pero yun nga parang he's not referred to as the maker for nothing. So parang I'm just, siguro it's sad to see his creation parang itching to get away from his shadow. Yan.
Pero you can also look at it naman na parang it's just the natural order of things. Because he had a good 50 years and ayun nga, parang everything must come to an end. And even the Skywalkers, their story has ended. Their story was Carrie Fisher is gone, 'di ba? I mean, even the actors of Luke and Han also moved on. I can understand naman na it's really the child in you na nag-latch on dun sa first Star Wars movie mo. That's actually parang trying to wrestle with this evolution.
True.
And the changing of generations. Kasi talagang ganun parang things change. Change is inevitable. And even Star Wars, the story of the Skywalkers have changed over the years, over the decades. Pero it doesn't mean na it's gone because the legacy lives on.
Oh, dyan yung Blu-ray sa baba
Tsaka pa yun nga meron pa ring bits and pieces for the OG fans sa mga bagong
That's true.
Diba? Nandyan pa rin si Grogu. He's still, a little Yoda.
Sure. Pero ito na lang, sige. I'm pretty sure may na-confirm na nito pero we have yet to hear the official announcement. Excited ako next year kasi we are apparently getting an IMAX release of the original 1977 print ng Star Wars A New Hope.
In the Philippines?
I mean, worldwide. As 50 years, celebration of 50 years. So, parang sige, I guess.
It's a celebration.
I'll take that bone. Give these old dogs a bone and sige, ako if that's gonna be the evolution of the saga para mabuhay pa siya for another 50 years kumbaga. Sige. I mean, man, pero alam mo parang sana wag lang nilang kalimutan. Wag lang what I'm asking for is wag naman magkaroon ng erasure. Na alam ko Rise of Skywalker and siguro fine Last Jedi left an absolutely horrible taste in everyone's mouths, including mine and yours. Pero let's not be quick naman to say na parang kasi dahil doon kaya kailangan natin kalimutan yon. Wag naman. I mean, yeah, Rise of Skywalker is bad pero still a Skywalker story.
And the Skywalkers hold a special place in your heart pa rin.
Oo, talaga.
Yeah.
Ay, nako.
Okay na ba? Were you able to get everything off your chest?
That was therapeutic. Ay, nako. I'm pretty sure na, just like me, there are a lot of Star Wars fans that echo the same sentiments that I've stated and gotten off my chest in this episode. Kayo ba? Kung parehas yung parehas yung sentiment nyo, or kung kayo yung part nung new generation na talagang you're excited for, where Mando and Grogu's time in the sun will take them, comment below and let us know.
And kung outlier kayo na super fans nung movie na Han Solo. Remember that?
Remember that? Kung ano pa rin ba?
Daenerys kinda forgot.
Nagmumorn pa rin ba kayo dun sa sa
na nasa Han Solo movie siya?
Nung pagkawala nung Lando movie ni Donald Glover.
Oh my God, yun, di ba? I told you, they were trying to...
They were really desperately trying to create something new.
Oo. And hindi nga sila nag-create something new kasi ang ginagawa nila ng stories ay yung mga side characters.
Yung mga luma pa. Pinapabata lang nila.
Oo. They're trying to really, katulad mo, they didn't want to tell new stories kasi they still wanna hold on to the original Star Wars legacy.
That's true. Pero yun nga, again, what do you think? We want to turn the baton over to you, our fellow Cine Geeks. Kayo ba? Old or new generation ba kayo ng Star Wars?
Grabe sa old.
Comment below and let us know. Okay, and by the way, kung nag-enjoy kayo dito sa episode na to, give us a thumbs up sa YouTube, 5 stars sa Spotify, and give us a subscribe and follow sa Spotify.
Yes, please. Yeah. For the Cine Geeks podcast, this has been Angela.
And I'm Roy.
And we'll see you in the next one.
May the Force be with you.
Amen.
And also with you. Bye-bye.